So surprise, surprise, Iran admitted that they're responsible for that plane carrying 176 now dead human beings, including Iranians. Important to note. What's bad is they were trying to cover it up, and I even read online where they were saying it's impossible, we didn't shoot down that, blah, blah, blah. It was all a lie. And what's worse is I was thinking it was accidental in that those missiles aimed for the military base just happened to accidentally hit. No, they shot the plane down, falsely believing it was a hostile, like something, and that's ridiculous to me, and I'm going to tell you why, okay? We're not in war. I don't know whether, if Trump taking out Soleimani, if that was wrong or whatever, okay? But what I do know is that you can't just shoot anything you want out of in sight. You know, this is what we do know. We know that they know there is an airport where civilians take off in commercial jets, okay? We know that they know that. So you cannot just go around assuming just because you see something that must be something hostile, because no one knew what you were up to anyway. You know what I mean? This is called paranoia. Nobody knew. That's what they were saying. They had no idea that Iran was going to retaliate and avenge Soleimani's death that quickly. So it's just disgusting. They're blaming it on human error, and then of course trying to say, well, if Trump hadn't done this or whatever, I don't care if anyone does anything. You can't go around just shooting things out of the sky because they might be, you know what I mean? You know that there's planes that take off with civilians. That's how my take on that, okay? It's ridiculous. And people are going to want justice. They're going to want accountability, okay? There were almost 70 Canadians. The Canadian Prime Minister was only like, we want people who lost loved ones, they want justice, they want accountability. And accountability is not Iran saying, oops, sorry, it was human error, you know? And again, there were Iranians on that plane as well, okay? From what I heard, so it's ridiculous. Someone fucked up, yeah, major fucked up, right? Major fucked up. You know that a goddamn airport is nearby and sends off commercial jet. You don't go shooting anything you see out of the sky, okay? You don't do it, period. See, I thought it was accident. No, it was shot down on purpose, falsely believing that it was, you know, that's awful. That's awful. It would have been better if it was accident and that a missile that was aimed for the military base accidentally hit the plane. No, some idiot shot the plane down. It was overzealous, okay? But also they tried to cover it up. That's not looking good. I don't like that they tried to cover it up. They only owned up to it after, in the news and online, it was pointing out that we had our own proof without even examining it. There was some footage we saw, a missile aimed for the plane in one of our, whatever it was, and so did other countries. So, you know, but first they're saying, no, that's impossible, it was, no. It's basically, you knew you're going to get caught anyway, so now you own up to it instead of owning up to it from the beginning, and that's not right. That's all it is. They knew they were going to get caught, so they owned up to it because there was already mounting evidence. See? First they were trying to cover it up completely, even saying it was impossible. That no. I knew it wasn't a coincidence. Even when I first heard, before I even had any evidence, it just seemed too coincidental to be a coincidence. But it's worse because somebody fucked up major, shut it down on purpose, thinking it was something else, which is ridiculous. Again, You can't just go around thinking everything is, you know, if an airport nearby where civilians take off, and you know that. Ridiculous. I can imagine the loved ones, the people who lost, you know, people they loved, and that they're going to want justice and accountability and whatnot. Do I think they're going to get it? Again, I'm not even going to address whether or not Trump should have done what he did, because that's not, I don't play that game. The Iranians can't say, well, if Trump hadn't done this, we wouldn't be under, so that's what they're saying, though. I read it, or I heard it. We wouldn't be under this pressure, and then this wouldn't have happened, okay? There's lots of things that can be a domino effect, and you still have to accept responsibility. You can't say, well, if this hadn't happened, then I wouldn't have done this, or if that, you can't, no, not in my book, you can't do that, so. Even though technically, obviously, if Trump hadn't issued the execution, you know, the drone strike that killed Soleimani, then these 176 people would still be alive, yes. But that's still illogical thinking when people want to do that and say, well, if that hadn't happened, we wouldn't have done this. And no, you're to blame, not us. No. That's an illogical conclusion. It's not the truth. Because it can apply to so many things in life. So many things where someone could say, well, if this person had done this and I wouldn't have done that, and then this person wouldn't have got hit by a car, and no, you could go backwards for anything. The person responsible is responsible, period. Even though technically if X hadn't happened, then this wouldn't have happened, okay? That's why I'm not even addressing the thing with Trump taking out Soleimani or ordering the execution of Soleimani, because I'm not going to go there because I don't understand that part. If we're not in war, then, and I don't know, but I know we you know, I don't understand. If we weren't in war with Iran, then are we allowed to do something like that? If we, when, you know, like Bin Laden or something like that, we were, I don't know. I really don't, so I'm not even going to go there. I'm just going to say, you can't say, well, if this hadn't happened, I wouldn't have done this. No, you're responsible, period. Right? You could also say, well, if it didn't rain this day, then I wouldn't have done this, and I wouldn't have gone in my, you know, anyone could say anything. There's always no man is an island, there's always a domino effect, there's always a catalyst, there's always whatever, but they can't say that, oh, well, this wouldn't have happened, we wouldn't have been under duress and feeling all stressed or whatever. That's what they're basically saying, if Trump hadn't done what he did. You guys fucked up. You know goddamn well there's an airport nearby, and that what you were shooting down was, no, you didn't even cross your brain that it could have been a commercial jet filled with innocent civilians. No, it's ridiculous. Been better off for them if it had just been an accident, that missile intended for something else hit the plane. No, they're admitting they shot it down directly, thinking it was something else, falsely. Okay. It's awful. On to the next thing. I finally got my contacts. They're beautiful here yesterday. But I was on no sleep. I went to bed early enough to get a decent amount of sleep. And for me, decent could be like 5 or 6 hours. I couldn't sleep. I slept and then woke up early, and he woke, and then I couldn't get back to sleep. And I decided to just get this over with on a nice day and go get my contacts finally. I also got this pillow today. Oh, you can't see it. It's a serter that's supposed to not go flat or something. I got this pillow. I was exhausted. I did a little bit of food shopping. When I got home, I was so tired. I forced myself to stay awake to watch Wilderness Tonight. I was not at all surprised to hear that, you know, that Iran was admitting what so many people already pretty much knew for a fact anyway, or at least speculated was the truth, you know. I couldn't stay awake to save my life. I was so fucking exhausted. I came in here without getting undressed. I did put earplugs in, and I slept from 8 to 11:45, and I got up and watched Room, which I wanted to see. It's not a true story, though. Those kind of things are better when they're, they're true stories. I don't think that was a true story. I remember hearing about it, and I think it's not a true story. But don't quote me on that because I'm not sure. I don't think it is, though. Remember when it first came out, I was saying, years ago when it came out, I was like, I wonder if that's a true story, and I don't think it is. Oh my God. I don't know what that thing on your eye. If it poses some kind of danger to you, we'll have to get rid of it. Sucks. Yeah, she's been here. Went for walking, huh? You know, I was exhausted for walking. As I said, you hadn't done poo all day. I should just go on the cage. Okay, put you out. Yeah. My Vitacost order came, a big one. I ordered my bone broth like I usually do because I get such a good deal on it compared to in the supermarket. And they did really good. I don't know what happened to the bamboo paper they were using. They just had regular paper instead of the bamboo paper. Which again, the bamboo paper replaced bubble wrap, trying to save the environment, and now they didn't even have bamboo paper. But, it was okay. The bone broth came fine. One was like a tiny bit dented, maybe two, but I don't go and report them damaged unless they're mangled. My last time I got the Pacific Organic Oat Milk and Pacific Organic Beef Bone Broth, and the kind that came separately, 5 out of the 9 were like ridiculous. They were crushed. Those I reported damaged. So even if I could technically use them, I don't care. I'm not gonna accept them if I would get them in the supermarket. If they're a tiny little bit, I won't report them damaged. So it looks like everything was good. That was good. Big order. I make soups with the bone broth all the time. It's very, very good for you. My night guard is ready. I just have to set up an appointment to go and get, make sure it's all is gonna be hell. How can I be going through hell and wear that night guard? I don't know. I guess I have to make sure I'm really exhausted. If you're exhausted, you can deal with it, you'll fall asleep. I put it off for a long time. She first told me like a year ago, and I put it off for a very valid reason. I was afraid I'd get it and not wear it. But then I had a scare with my tooth a few weeks ago, and I thought maybe, oh my God, her predictions are coming true that I did something from grinding my teeth or whatever. it just was a wake-up call. You know, you have wake-up calls. That was it. Oh, and something bad happened in the contractor's family, so she wasn't blowing me off intentionally. So I found that out too. So that's good. At least I know she wasn't blowing me off intentionally. We do have to postpone still more doing the fucking sliding shower doors, replacing them, but you know, she's forgiven. At least she answered. But that's why she hadn't got back to me. It was totally forgivable. That's going to be postponed more. This new pillow feels nice. It's supposed to be a Serta that doesn't go flat. It's a special thing. This is new, whatever. It's cheap enough. Of course, I had to carry it and walk in with the bus, and that was very fun. What are you gonna do? Yeah, it's a Serta won't go flat. Unique wrapped construction, foam center wrapped in polyester. Continual comfort, 330 cone, hypoallergenic, easy care, spot clean. See? Anyway. I was telling a woman on the bus, because of course I'm carrying a pillow, and people see the pillow. I'm like, yeah, I like my dog peed on my pillow. And she's like, what kind of dog? I said, pug. And then I get into, he's 13 and blind, and he's gonna be 13. That's old for a pug. I know. That's like a person being like 91, right? Yeah. She was saying 100, but she was calculating wrong. She was just estimating. But then I did it in my head. It's like 91. It's like a person being 91. Then of course I did my little Elmer's gonna live forever. There was a guy up front who had some kind of service dog. Probably like a regular service dog, not an emotional support. It's very, very windy yesterday. Watch out, Omar, you can blow away. It's at the store earlier. God, I'm a big person. I was telling Omar, I was joking with him. I'm like, hey, be careful. Because Omar, you're 17 pounds. And then I was like, started saying, oh, Mama's 10 times. No, I wish I were 10 times. That would be 170. But I'm like 200 now. So Mama wishes she was your 10 times your weight. She's way heavier than that. She used to be less. I'm sorry, I couldn't believe it when my mom, I'm like, Mom, come on, you gotta think, you don't use our good broom that we sweep the kitchen floor and all the carpets on the deck outside to sweep leaves. The deck where Omar goes poo-poo and pee-pee. What do you think? Well, I just swept the leaves. I didn't sweep it. You don't know where he goes to the bathroom. It doesn't matter anyway. Don't do that. Anyhow, sometimes with my mom, you just gotta say, oh well. Oh well. Remember when I visited Joe, he's very clean, very particular, and I went to go use the dish sponge to wipe the sink, and he, like, don't do that, you don't do that, blah, 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 oh my God. And you offered to live with, get a house together with me and my mom? You'd go insane, Joe. Doesn't matter how many times I tell my mom you shouldn't use the dish sponge to wipe the sink and the counters. She's gonna do it anyway. And you just have to say, oh well. I have a right to say don't do it, but I don't get upset. I don't get upset. I know she's just not, she's just, it's just like that whole thing they say that all of our bathrooms, that when you flush, that everything's going everywhere and you should close the lid every time when you flush, poo-poo, and they did tests on Inside Edition. They always have these little, investigation things, and testing people's toothbrush. We know. But even if I did it, even if I remember, which I do it sometimes, I'll close the lid, I'll remember, but I'm thinking, what is the point? My mom's never going to remember to do that, even if I instructed her to. Even if I said you need to do that, she's never going to remember. She's just not. If there are things that I know, we got to be laid back because mom's not going to remember. But I did tell her, because Joe's right, none of us, we should not be using what we use for the dishes to wipe counters and sinks, especially if they should do it. You should have some separate, But even if I remember not to do it, or I try very hard to always, to not do it, I'm always catching my mom doing it, so what's the point, right? What's the point? The point is there is no point. Capiche? Joe did offer that at the beginning to try to new start, but my mom doesn't. My mom wants to be here and she has a life here. Like I said, even if everything was perfect, just the fact, I've been saying this forever, it's too far from, this is not a place if you don't drive, if you don't have a car, this is not the place for you, okay? I'm sorry, but I know a lot of people in their 50s, like I am, wouldn't even be able to do this that I do. I've been doing for 7 years, okay? Doing this, walking that far to get, lugging home stuff, lugging home groceries, A lot of people would not be able to do that, my age. And that's not me being arrogant, I know that it's true. I'm not saying everybody, I'm saying a lot of people wouldn't be able to do that. They wouldn't. I can still do it like that. I'm not saying it's like killing me or anything. It's just, it's getting old. That's all I'm saying, it's getting old. Oh, and those shadowy figures I saw the other night. Remember, my mom left earlier. She left when it was still daylight. She left when it was almost 4. And she's like, yeah, those were deer. When we were driving by, we saw 5 of them. Wow. I wouldn't think they'd be out in the daylight and not that many. She's like, yeah, they went into the woods. I told you, when I saw them, though, I couldn't tell what they were. To me, they could be, not that I think they are, but they could be, creatures. It could be something ominous. It could be something that's going to jump out and attack me when I walk by. course, I had been drinking, so probably made me less likely to care. Did think about it, though. I did, and I'm walking by, I'm like, whatever I just saw in the distance, it was the far distance, but I definitely saw it was shadowy figures down low, and then I'm thinking, how could they be deer? They're not big enough. Yeah, Laura, the smaller deer are female, the bigger ones, you've seen them too around here, have antlers. I opened up I'm used to it early in the morning, though. I opened up the door one early morning to take him out. Or to put him out on the front steps, whatever it was. And they were marching down the street, big deer. It was the craziest fucking thing. It was almost like out of a movie or something. It's unreal. I told my mom a little story. She said, I thought those were deer, really? Wow. It was too far away. I couldn't make out anything in the dark, just shadowy figures that I knew were not people because it was too low to the ground. I thought maybe they were coyotes, but no, my mom said they had to have been deer. She's probably right. They were right in the middle of the road. I think they saw apparently 5 of them, and they probably were on the side or something. Crazy shit, huh? Needless to say, they were not ominous figures waiting to run out and attack me when I got up to where they had been standing to the right. It was a productive day. I also bought, when I bought my pillow, I bought electric tape, the black tape, to put over my modem so I can sleep in pitch dark. No light at all. Because even though that's not much light, it does bounce off. It's still a little bit of light. And I want no light. I want it to be pitch fucking black. I'm not afraid of that. Hope was she slept with the nightlight and the radio on. What's interesting about that is she also professed to be a devout Christian and that she was afraid to sleep in the dark. I guess probably because she's a devout Christian, she thinks she's like the dark is where the evil is or whatever. To me, the dark is oblivion. I block the door too. I put a sweater or something there to block the light from coming that way. So now that I have the electric tape, really make it nice and dark in here. And then with my earplugs too. Yeah, slip into oblivion. I hope my mind doesn't rebel too much against the fucking night guard because there's no point to getting it if I don't wear it. That goes without saying, right? Of course, I'll show it to you guys. You know that I will. I'll show it to you in my mouth.